Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Oluwatosin Oladipupo, and we are so sorry for coming 14 minutes late. We had some technical issues at the last minute, so we had to rectify it before we came on live. How are you today? How is the Sunday going at your hand? Hope you're having a nice time resting and all that. We thank God for everything. So today, our program today is the Transitional Woman. And before we go on, let me make a short intro. My name, like you know, my name is Oluwatosin Oladipupo, the host of the Today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show. And today on the program today, we are having the episode 2 of the Transitional Woman. Who is the transitional woman? By my definition and by the revelation behind this vision, it can be defined as a woman who is not afraid to shift a goalpost from one end of the field to another. We started this program sometimes 2 weeks ago, and I did a bit of an intro, even though we had a guest, but because of technical issues, she couldn't come on. So I did an intro on who a transitional woman is. If you want to catch up, just check the Today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show page. On the 1st of February, Sunday like this, that was 2 weeks ago, I did an intro there, and this would give you a glimpse into who a transitional woman is. Thank you for joining us, Sister Jumoke. I can see your reaction. Thank you. Happy Sunday. So today with me, our guest is Mrs. Rachael Oluwafemi Oladipupo. And before I bring her on, let me just read a bit of a bio. Mrs. Rachael Oluwafemi Oladipupo is the Director of Studies at Grace and Glory College, a nursery, primary, and secondary school in Ibadan. She's a beauty consultant at Grace Beauty Stores. She's a director of studies in a school. She's also a beauty consultant at at Grace Beauty Stores. That's the name of her beauty store at Ibadan, where she sells skin and hair care products and also produces organic skin products also. As an authenticity coach, she's also an authenticity coach. Her greatest motivation is to help young women embrace their differences and uniqueness, work in purpose, and change their world. So, as you can see, this amazing woman we are bringing on the talk show today is she's the director of studies at Grace and Glory College Nursery and Primary Nursery College at Grace and Nursery College, a nursery, primary, and secondary school. She's also a beauty consultant, and she's also an authenticity coach, amongst different kinds of hats that she wears. What a wonderful woman. She wears many hats, and that's so beautiful. So I want you to sit back, just follow us on this program today, because we have amazing questions for her, and we're going to have this explosive discussion today that is going to stir up something in you as a transitional woman. Thank you, Victoria Jane Bumite Berry. Sorry, I hope I didn't murder your name. Thank you for joining us, and we are so glad to see you on this program today. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to bring our guests on board so that we can kick off without any form of delay. Please give me a minute before I do that. Let me run a quick advert. Wait there. Yep.
The light bulb, personal computer, and the airplane are the top 3 innovations that changed the world forever. When the change came, those who embraced it made fortunes overnight. Those who didn't, well, you know the story. They lost their empires and were swept away by the merciless storms of change. Another sweeping change is here. ANQR is changing the fashion business in Africa. Embrace the change or be left behind. Are you a fashion designer? Or designers who are into making of wigs, shoes, bags, jewelry, and accessories, baby, kids, and maternity products, leather products, all made in Nigeria? You need to be anchored. Go to anqr.com.ng, click Sell on ANQR to get started now.
Yes, that is one of our partner on this Transitional Woman program, and the name of that website is www.anqr.com.ng. ANQR is a website, a platform where anyone making any form of Nigerian products, be it a wig, a fabric, adire, batik, ankara, ready-to-wear dresses, shoes, bags, whatever it is you make, you create that is made in Nigeria. ANQR has created a platform for you to showcase your products in order to have a global outreach. How beautiful and how fantastic. A lot of people have started taking up their shop on that platform. And if you have seen this advert, I want you to run along and go get a shop on ANQR. To secure a shop is just for a token, 2,000 naira only. And if you want to reach out to the CEO, she's actually on this platform right now. Her name is Jumoke Ipadiola. But however, just check ANQR on Facebook. You can get, the info, the website info on, and when you log on the website, you can actually secure your shop on the platform. They run a platform just like Amazon, AliExpress, and the likes. So without wasting much of our time, we are going to start the program immediately by bringing our guests on the show. If you are just joining us, this is the Today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show. My name is Oluwatosin Olajumoke Arodudu, OOA for short. And the program we're having today is the Transitional Woman. We're actually having the episode 2. If you want to get an inkling on who a transitional woman is, just check the Today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show page, and you would see a video that was made. That was the first program we had on this particular program on the 1st of February. You can catch up on who a transitional woman is. I did a session on that in taking people into who exactly a transitional woman is. So I'm bringing our guest on now so that we can kick off. Hello, Mrs. Rachael Oluwafemi Oladipupo. How are you today, ma?
I'm good, thank you.
How is the Sunday going at your end?
Ma'am. Thanks for having me. You're
looking so
today.
beautiful.
Well,
and I'm so
God,
happy to have
fine.
you on the program today. Can you hear me clearly?
Wow. Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Can you hear me very well? Okay, so let's start the program. Okay, on the program today we are running a series titled "The Transitional Woman," and we are glad that you accepted our invitation. Thank you so much. I know that you are a very busy woman, so for you to grant us this honor, I don't take it for granted at all. So the first question I have for you today is, how was it like growing up, and what kind of effects did this have on you as a woman?
Wow, that's a great and a beautiful question. I think that question is actually bringing me back to the basis and the foundation of it all. Growing up for me, I don't know, I did not grow up like the regular children. I think because I grew up in a very religious family.
Wow, okay.
My parents attended Deeper Life then, so and growing up in a Deeper Life family then, so it was just like,
okay, you grew up in a Deeper Life home. Okay.
Yes. So we live a very stereotype life, just a very simple, home, church, just that. So it was my childhood experience was a very good one, a godly one, and despite the fact that it has a bit of hypocrisy in it. Yes.
What do you mean by
based
hypocrisy?
on the doctrine? Yes. Because the doctrine is like a challenge, and for young people, even while growing up, you have a standard. Your parents expect you to live one way probably because of the doctrine of the church, and because of their friends too. So they want to keep their own image too as leaders in the church.
So they want to keep their own image, and they are using this in raising their children. Okay.
Yes, very well. So you don't have a choice. When they tell you to do something, you can't say no.
No.
So you just have to adhere strictly.
You have to abide.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that's just the way my childhood was. I continue like that.
And how did this make you feel? Like you saw that, as young as you were then, you felt that this was not very, very right? Did you have that feeling? So how did it make you feel?
Yes. At the time, I remember very well. when my mom would say, you are not permitted to wear, you are not permitted to relax your hair, you are not permitted to use jewelries, you are not permitted,
Okay.
no, you cannot even mention trouser in our home. So it's not allowed. So there are certain things that were not allowed. So, and to me, okay, I remember then I have friends that got admission before me. And the
Okay.
story has always been that when they get to school, the standard of life they live in school, the lifestyle is quite different from the lifestyle they live at home. So
Okay.
most times their parents are always disappointed.
In them.
And they will say, this girl was not like this. She used to be very easygoing, very cool-headed.
Okay.
And so that made me very much uncomfortable, even as a child.
Okay. Wow. 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 So, growing up, you started feeling that there was a bit of hypocrisy in the church and the way people were raised and how the children that came from this form of religious setting, how they behaved outside the home. You could not fit both together, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So let's move on. I'm having a question on the screen so that our viewers can, follow or get on along with it as we go on. So, okay, I've already asked you this one. Let's move to question 2. Question 2. At what time did you start building life goals? At what time did you start building life goals? Was it while you were young, or was it when you were in secondary school? Was it when you were in the university? At what time did it occur to you that you needed to start building life goals?
To me, I think I started as a teenager.
As a teenager?
Yes, ma'am. As a teenager, I love to read, and sometimes my dad would just buy books that even he will not read. So just buy the books, drop them in the house. So I'll pick those books up, I'll read. So the moment I started reading as a teenager, so I started, it was at that point that I discovered that, no, I want to be this. This is the type of person I would like to be. So from that point, I began to have my own dreams and my own goals too. And it's continued like that.
Okay. What kind of books were those books that you read when you were a teenager? What kind of books were they? Were they inspirational books, motivational books, romantic books, or thrillers? Or what kind of books were they?
Romantic books will not be found in the type of home I come from.
Yeah, so, okay.
So you won't find a romantic book there. So the type of books then were, I think, inspirational books and spiritual books. I remember one of those books. I did not remember very well the titles. I remember one was from by Miles Monroe about purpose.
Wow. Yes. Even as a teenager, purpose. Right?
Yes.
Powerful. See,
and
okay. Go on, please.
And another one by Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So even as a teenager, those were the kinds of book that you read, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, ma. Anyone, to our viewers and anyone who's going to get to watch this video, aside this talk show host and all that, I'm also a publisher. I'm a writer, and I know the impact that reading books have in our lives. While I was growing up, I read a lot of books, from thrillers to romance to some few, I think, Nigerian inspirational and spiritual books. But I realized that reading was one of those things that built up my vocabulary. I can't forget. And I know that, having to find myself as a writer today, I was able to build on the fact that I was formerly a reader. That was what, aided me to become a fantastic writer and a publisher today. So to our parents watching this, and to anybody that is watching this, either you're a teenager, either you are an adult, please don't take reading of books lightly. You might think we're just disturbing your life, or we're just being rigid. No, the secrets of life are hidden in books. One thing about inspirational books is that many people get to write their experiences and the lessons that they've learned about life, or whatever it is that they want to write about. They put those secrets in books. So it is actually in books that you can get to uncover those things. So don't joke with books. I don't, as a publisher, even as much as I publish books for people and all that, write my own books, I also read all kinds of books, and the kind of knowledge that I get, they are, they are incomparable to what, you don't have to wait until life teaches you. You can learn from other people's experience. So let's move on, Ma, to question number 3. Okay. At what point, I'm coming, please, I want to match it with the one I wrote down. Yes. At what point did you decide the kind of man you wanted to marry, and what inspired this decision?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Like I said, I started reading as a teenager, and one of the titles of the book I read was Martin Luther Had a Wife.
Martin Luther Had a Wife.
I've been trying to find that book. I've actually not laid my hands on it again. I've not found it. Yes. Okay. Martin Luther, in that book was basically about marriages and Christian marriages, about great ministers of God, how their marriage actually helped their life and ministry. So from that point, even as a teenager, I've decided that if I'm ever going to get married, I'm going to marry a great man. Yes. I decided to marry a visionary. So, and somebody, I was not even interested in the height. The first time one of my friends told me,
you were not interested in the what?
Height and things like that. I don't know.
Features. You were not interested in the physical features?
If the man is can dress well and he looks good, then I'm good. Okay. A man that dresses well, I mean corporately well and looks good. That's my type of man. And beyond that, I remember when a friend told me that you are lucky your husband is tall. I said, do you mean it? Do you mean it's tall?
You didn't even notice.
In fact, I was not even conscious of his height. So that day I got home, I stood beside him and I said, so it's true you are this taller than me. So that was the first time I actually noticed he was tall.
He was tall. Okay. You said something, Ma. You said if you could dress well. What if, when he came, you saw that he had all the qualities that you wanted in a man. That's the soft qualities, those things that are inside now, not the physical qualities. What if he couldn't dress well? Would you have still gone for him?
I'm not sure. Because in fact, naturally, I'm attracted to beautiful people, be it woman or man. I like beautiful people. So
love beautiful people. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
and one of the ways that you define a beautiful person is the way they dress, right?
It's part of it, ma'am.
Part of it, okay.
To me, yes.
Okay, great. Because why I'm asking this is that I want us to clarify something so that people that are watching us, perhaps some single people are watching us, they will know that, okay, well, we've been talking, last week I had the show, and we've been talking about, we look for the soft qualities are more important than physical qualities. But I remember that I also said that it's not that you should not be attracted to that person. It is not, at least there must be something that you can see in the physical look. Maybe it's the way he irons his shirt. Whenever I see him wear those shirts, my head will just go gaga. At least there must be something, at least one unique thing that you see that keeps you that makes those feelings to well up in you. But as we've been saying also, and as Mrs Rachael has said, those soft qualities, a visionary man, who is he, his character, those things are also extremely and even more important at the end of the day. So thank you, Ma. Let's move on to the next question. So, do you consider yourself a transitional woman? How do you deal with the storms of life? Perhaps you can share some tips so that we can learn from you, Ma.
Okay. Yes, I consider myself a transitional woman because by the grace of God, I know God has actually helped me to weather some storms. Yes.
Okay.
And even part of those storms is even my personal identity.
Personal identity. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Even as a child, I remember growing up like that, and your parents want you to be this way. But at the time, I have to stand my ground and say, no, mommy, if it works for somebody else, I don't think it's going to work for me. I remember very well when I got admission to school, and my mom got to know that I did not attend Deeper Life Fellowship then. So she was furious, and I said, Ma, I cannot join. I have my reasons. It does not mean I'm going back to the world and things like that. And even fighting for my own identity, I think that's the number one storm. Yes. Fighting for my identity. Yes. Yes. Because it was as if everything wants to shock me up. Because the expectation from people, okay, being single, then now married to a pastor for that matter. And it seems they've already set a standard for you. I don't know.
A standard.
Yes. So that this is the way you don't have to smile too much. You don't have to laugh too much. You don't have to.
Oh my God. Hey.
So when you are friendly with people, they may take you for granted, things like that. So I think even fighting for my own identity, at least at the time, I have to stand up on my feet and say, no, this is me. If the title is going to be an issue, maybe I have to let go of the title and just be me and be truthful to my own self. So yes.
One of the things I picked now is that you had to stand up for yourself when it got to a time. You had to begin to speak up despite the kind of environment that you found yourself, because you felt choked. Evelyn, welcome on board. Why are you laughing? Can you tell us, please? Because you felt choked, like what kind of life is this? And it was as if you were not living your best life. So you had to stand up and speak up that if it is that you are going to take this title away from me, you can go with it. As far as I'm happy and I'm able to, live my best life, I am able to be authentic and be truthful to myself. A lot of people, when they see women have this kind of nature, they tend to call them rebellious. No, it is not rebellion. Some people have this, they are created to have this strong character, and you cannot box them in a corner. If you box them in a corner, they are going to implode and they are going to explode, and the fire will burn everybody around them. So the best way to deal with those kind of people, because they are egos. I believe that everyone is an ego anyway. Anyone that wants to live their best life, you should see yourself as an ego. But there are some people that they are naturally like that. So if you try to control them and you try to mold them, you are going to have something explosive on your hands. So the best way to get the best out of those kind of people is to just allow them to be themselves. And I'm so happy, man, that you said you had to stand up and you had to speak up, that you needed to be you. So how did the people around take it when you started to speak up and that you started to fight for yourself? Like, no, I need to be me. Don't box me in a corner if it is to take whatever it is. Like, how did they take it?
It wasn't as simple as that, because I remember even at the time, even my husband actually had to come in when some people were like, why is your wife like this? I said, no, that is my wife. I wanted her that way, so just let her be. I love her like that. So it got to that point. So it was at that point now that people now let me be. If the husband is comfortable with our wife, so how does it now bother anybody? So I think it was at that point that actually it was at that point that people now start, I think the noise reduced to the background. And the background noise actually does not matter anymore.
Exactly. You see, a round of applause for Uncle right there. You see, our men need to learn this thing. If you are married to a strong woman, a woman that knows who she is, and before you married her, you knew what you were going for. So when people, because there's going to be battle, because we are African women, and when people notice that in a relationship between a man and his wife, outsiders tend to bring a lot of pressure. they tend to throw a lot of stones in order to cause problem in that home. That is where the husband has to rise up and tell them. I've actually been in such situations before, that my husband had to rise up and to tell people that I knew who I married. This is who she is. I cannot force her to do what she doesn't want to do. I remember that I wanted to take, there was one contract I wanted to take one time, like a publishing job. Then I changed my mind. I said I wasn't going to take that job again because I saw the kind of people they were, and I knew that they were going to give me problem. Then after a time, a lot of people were saying, why don't you want to work for this person? Why are you not taking that job? Take the job now. So at a point, the Lord spoke to me and said, okay, take that opportunity, take that job and do it for them. So somebody now spoke to my husband like, why didn't you talk to her initially when we were telling her to come and do the job? But she didn't want to do it at that time, and I cannot force her to do it. This person is someone that loves, she knows what she wants. So would I now force her and say, okay, this job, you must do it? No, we don't run our home that way. And after he said that, they backed off. So if you're married to a strong woman, please, dear men, if you're watching this, learn how to rise up from your wife so that, all these people will not destroy your marriage, because that is one of the ways that they destroy marriages. Thank you so much, ma, for sharing that with us. Let's move to the next question. So Evelyn said, sorry. So yes, our tripod just fell down. So Evelyn said, you should smile this. Oh, okay. When people said that you have to smile this way and smile that was why he was laughing. What is wrong with our tripod, though? Sorry, please. Okay. I hope it's standing well now. Okay, sorry. Yes, that's a good one from your husband. Is a correct man. Exactly. Such men are correct men, and we need to celebrate them. Thank you, sir. God bless you. You get to watch this program. So let's move to the next question. Yes. What inspired you into becoming a coach? An authenticity coach, to be precise. Let me go on. To be precise. And I must commend you that you're a very correct coach, and that you coach in authenticity, and you never fail to deliver. Sometimes I read you and I'm just screaming at the depth and the inspiration that you bring on board. What inspires you, sis, to write all these things in order to coach women to walk in their authenticity? Can you share with us, please?
No problem. Thank you very much. Actually, the first thing that like I said, my background, I knew it very well that I come from a background that it's hypocritical. Yes, you sense everybody around you, and even at a point, I got bothered because even our young people around me, I started seeing them. They have this feeling that Christianity is about being an hypocrite. Yes, they sense that's the way they sense Christianity. That okay, if you are a Christian, there's a way you need to. The Bible even call it wolves in sheep clothing.
In sheep's clothing.
Yes, so you have to pretend. At least when you get to church, you behave. When outside church, then you can do otherwise.
You can do otherwise.
So actually, that was actually what inspired me. And even being a pastor's wife, I saw a lot of pastors' wives around me. Even I know they are fake. You can even sense it from them that they are fake.
Fake.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. Sorry, let me quickly intercept you, ma. The way you said fake, you pronounced it like me. Me too, I hate anything fake. If it's fake, it drives me crazy. I hate anything fake. Please go on.
So I just got bothered that at what point did Christianity turn out to be like this? Even at the time, I had to sit back and said, am I the one who has problem? Because I also need to check myself too. Then I come to see, okay, I studied my Bible and I say that even our righteousness is not by our works. Our justification is not by the forms of godliness, of whatever godliness we might think we have. And a lot of people today, even a lot of Christians, the issues we have in Christendom is about hate, hypocrisy. If it does not belong to my denomination, then their own God is different.
It's different. Doctrinal issues.
Yes, doctrines and issues like that. So what actually inspired me was when I see even young sisters, when you speak to them, they will say, if I'm coming to church, or I better not even come to church at all, because I know when I come, they will judge me.
That's what they tell you. You see, we need to change as Christians. We are not representing Christ very well.
Yes. Please go on. And in a way, we are pushing these people out of the church.
We are
pushing them out of Christ. Because even we ourselves that we claim to be leaders, or that we might want to show them, that we are expected to show them the light of Christ, we are not real. And those youths, they can sense it. They know that too. Yes. So they can sense it. So it's now, I got bothered at the time, and I started praying about it, that God, we cannot just continue like this. Our youth cannot, yes. They cannot, a lot of youths, you find them in club because they are accepted there. Because the way of life, when they come to church, and the first thing we throw at them is judgment, instead of embracing them with love. And okay, now shining the light of Christ to them, preaching the word, not doctrine. Now,
not doctrine, we have to preach the word.
Yes. When we preach the word to them, not doctrine, it is only then they can be affected and they can change for good. But when they come and we judge them, so at the time I got inspired, the Holy Spirit, I don't know, I'm not happy with this, and I was inspired by the leading of the Holy Spirit to start an authentic women platform. And yes, I must also thank you, because God actually used you to trigger, to help me to kickstart that platform.
Because thank you, Jesus.
I've always lived in fear. In fear that, okay, when I start this, I know I'll be criticized. When I start this, people will see me as an antichrist or whatever.
They will see like a rebellious woman.
Yes. So they will want to see me that way. So I was afraid. I was scared. I was like, God, I know God wants me to do this. But at the same time, I was also careful. I was mindful of my environment and what people will say. Will I be accepted? Fear. So, but thank God that I had a coach like you actually triggered and encouraged me to start anyway.
We thank God. Yes, thank you, Jesus. So, Sister Evelyn said that exactly, wolves in sheep's clothing, hypocrisy. Unfortunately, that's how many Christians see Christianity. It's very pathetic. Exactly. You know, it got to a time, the Facebook space was so noisy because of doctrinal issues. You know, pastors, maybe Facebook pastors or even offline pastors that have social media platform, fighting another pastor because they have doctrinal differences, you know, throwing subs and shades everywhere. Then if you are going to a particular church and they see you celebrate that pastor or celebrate that church, or talk about that church, they will start attacking you. They will start saying all sorts of things. You know, it became extremely noisy. I started following a lot of pastors on Facebook. These are people that I should have been, you know, people that were supposed to learn from. Because the noise was too much, it was more of bickering, more of attacking one another. I got fed up, and I started unfollowing them. I left just to feel that they faced their calling and they were not distracted by what other churches or what other pastors are teaching. So I'm really grateful that the Lord used you to start that authenticity women platform. You've been doing amazing. You know, sometimes I read what you write and I'm like, my head will just, I just have these goosebumps, like, oh, this woman is called for this thing that she's doing. And I pray that the Lord will continue to strengthen you. You will not be weak. You know, one of those things that we face when we take on platforms like that is criticism. A lot of people are not going to understand you. They will think that you are being rebellious, especially if you are a born-again Christian. It's even more difficult as a born-again Christian. You know, they don't expect you to start talking about women's rights or start writing some things that confronts or speaks truth to power. When you do things like that, we've been there. They will fire you with a lot of criticism and everything. But you know what that does to you? It builds you up. Now I don't know what kind of criticism anybody wants to bring now. We stand and we move and cover the earth. Bring it on.
Yes, ma'am.
They're the one that will get tired. Honestly, they don't know that they are coaching us to be stronger, to be resilient, to be able to stand and to face, no matter whatever the kind of attack is. They don't understand that. So criticism is part of the package, and I want you to continue to do what you're doing. We love what you're doing. We love you. We are inspired by you. When the coach,
Thank you, ma'am.
when the mentee now becomes the mentor, because sometimes you write some things. Honestly, I need to be sincere. And these are for mentors. Because you mentored someone, it doesn't mean that they cannot also mentor you. This woman writes some things sometimes, and I'm just blown away. Like, she's speaking to me, like, so God bless you, keep it up, and God bless you. So we're going to go for an advert shortly. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Welcome to the world of a new visual AI species. 360-degree object tracking holder, box and take out the tracking holder. Unscrew the battery cover and insert 3 AA size alkaline dry batteries. Loosen the knob, release the phone holder and rotate it to horizontal or vertical mode. Open the phone holder and slide the phone into the phone holder. 3 seconds. When red light flashing on, the tracking holder is ready. The object tracking holder can automatically recognize your face. Wherever you go, it will follow, allowing you to appear in the seat position every second. Yourself. Accompany your family. Embrace your beloved. Play with your pets and have fun with your children. Release your hands and love freely.
Yes, that's a device that helps you to, you don't have to use your hand to start holding your phone before you can take a picture. This thing that we do. Just put your camera phone on that device. It has a Bluetooth that makes it rotate. So whatever position you want to take, either you want to do like this, you want to do like that, whatever it is that you want to do, just be doing it and taking your pictures. The world is just changing. That very soon we might not just be needing, we won't have to be going to the studio again. Just get this kind of device, take your pictures, then take it to FaceApp.
Wow.
Courtesy of Evelyn that introduced me to FaceApp. Take it to FaceApp, edit it, and share your nice pictures. So that device is just 10,000 naira. If you want, we want one. It's been sold in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and you can get the WhatsApp number on that particular video. When we are done with the broadcast, you can get that number from the video and contact them in order to get yours, just for 10,000 naira only. Let's run another advert before we come back on the show. Okay, welcome back. That is Ada Creations, and I'm the creative director of Ada Creations, an international publishing and media company. And what we do, our core niche is publishing books, websites, magazines, and also writing motivational inscriptions on T-shirts. One of our, let me show you some examples of the T-shirt that we create. That's our guest on the screen, and you can see what she's wearing. Embrace your difference, work in purpose, and change your world. So these are the kind of things that we create. You are what you wear. When you wear things that inspires you, it boosts up your self-esteem. It makes you feel on top of the world and like you can take on anything. This brand was birthed out of the Ada Creations brand, and the purpose is to inspire people to work in their authenticity and to power people's identity. A lot of people have these blessings and these resources in them, but because of the kind of society that we are raised in or that we grew up from, they just they live this kind of caged life. So the purpose of t-shirt inspiration, that is what we do on the t-shirts, is to inspire people by what they wear. And I know that Mrs Rachael can testify to the fact that when she wears some of these her t-shirts, it feels more beautiful. All of our customers and the men and the women, they feel more beautiful, handsome, and like they've got the world in their pockets. So if you want a t-shirt inspiration with the power inscription, if you have yours, you can bring it to us. We create beautiful design for you. And if you want to buy one of our designs, head over to our website www.adacreations.com. Evelyn, please, can you help me put the website in the comment section? Just take a screenshot. You can't download our designs on the website, but you can take a screenshot, then reach out to me on Facebook or via my email. It's also in the video that we just played. However, it is ooainspires@gmail.com. We're going to put it in the comment section shortly. So reach out to me, and we're going to create this for you beautifully. That's if you live in Nigeria. We have a production point in Nigeria. However, if you live in the diaspora, you can order from the website, and it will get delivered to you in few days. That's also part of our designs. Can you see beautiful designs? That one is, they are being them. Why can't you? That is also powering your identity. The people that want to control you, they are being themselves. So why can't you be you? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be the loser. They are controlling you, and they are being their fake selves, whatever it is, or their authentic selves, because they love to control other people. Why? But they want to box you in a corner in order to, to boost up their own self-esteem. Some people love to put other people down in order to bring themselves up. So that was what inspired us to create that inscription. They are being them. Why can't you be you? And everyone who has bought a t-shirt or a hoodie with this description, they've had, this, it has powered them and encouraged them to walk in their authenticity. That's also one of our designs. Also, perhaps, whatever it is, you have a brand and you want your shirt to speak your brand for you and your employees, contact us. We also do this. So let's go back on the program. So you're welcome if you're just joining us. My name is Oluwatosin Oladipupo, and our guest today is Mrs Rachael Oluwafemi Oladipupo, a woman who wears many hats, and we've been going through some questions regarding the transitional woman. So we are going to move to the next question on the list now. I think that's question number 6. Let's see. Yes, this is you've said, okay, let me quickly, before we go to that question, let me see what Evelyn has written something here. I want us to talk about it. Let me see. Okay, she said, yes, our identity coach, Coach Owe, okay, is the bomb. God is using her mightily to birth royalties. Thank you, Jesus. I am one of those that mentorship helped immensely. In fact, I'm number 1. Thank you, Evelyn. God bless you. And it's God. Well, I didn't see myself doing all this, let's say about 4 years ago, but we keep moving, we keep transitioning. That is that's the vision behind the transitional woman. We keep there's no bus stop in this life until you are dead. So you have to keep, we pray for long life, but in as much as we are alive, we need to keep moving. And there are times that even if you don't want to move, life would make you move. So in times that life makes you move, how do you transition? That is why we are bringing amazing women who have been in this situation to come and share part of their story so that they can encourage and impact you to transition easily. Because I realize that a lot of people, they lose themselves, they become a negative version of their original self because they were forced into a transitional mode and they could not deal with it. So let's go on to the next question. I think that's question number 6. Yeah. So you are a Christian woman who is in leadership position in the church. Yes, she's a deaconess, even though she doesn't like people calling her deaconess outside the church. So how do you cope with this as a conventional woman? If you have been following this interview, you would know that she's a conventional woman who knows who she is, who wants to live an authentic life. So how do you cope with this as a conventional woman who knows who she is and what she wants? I know this can be dicey due to the fact that you have a leadership position in the church. Please tell us so other women can learn. There are a lot of women in leadership position in the church, and this is a big and a huge challenge for them. Some of them cannot even do anything that is outside. They can't have a platform aside the fact that there are some churches that have those rules, which we respect. Of course, you have to, if you're in an organization or in a church, you have to follow the mandates and the rules and regulations. So if a church says that, okay, you're in leadership position, you can't have a platform outside the church, it's fine. But there are some churches that don't have these rules. Yet those women cannot even own any other platform outside the church, and they are dying inside. They are becoming bitter. So how have you been able to manage yourself with the fact, because I know that since you started this Authenticity Women platform, there are some of your church members that will be on your Facebook list. How have you been able to manage yourself all this while, being a woman who owns her voice? Please educate us so that we can learn from you, ma.
Firstly, I would say it starts from you as an individual. It starts from you.
Starts from you.
I don't always agree with the fact that I don't agree when people say an organization blocks a person, or it's your choice. It's your choice. You always have a choice. So it actually starts from you. And yes, it starts from you. So, and you need to also, you first know yourself. You identify your own self. When you don't identify yourself, when you don't know yourself enough, then there's a saying that says, if you don't know where you are going to, every other way, every other road will seem like a way. I don't know how to actually frame it. So when you know your own self, you know what you want. Okay, you know your dreams, you know your vision, you are aware of what God has actually called you to do. I think that would guide you to the type of life you will live. And I have this philosophy that everybody is different. We are all different. And it's not possible for us to be, we are not the same, for crying out loud.
Not the same, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's why I said it starts from us.
It starts from us.
Yes, when you identify the fact that I'm unique, I'm different, I'm Rachel, I cannot be you, ma.
And you cannot be me.
Yes. So I cannot do what you do, and it's possible you may not be able to do some of the things I can do too.
I do.
So it's like that. So when we identify and recognize the fact that we are all different, so I am unique in my own way, and the other person too is unique, we'll be able to stand for ourselves, one, and we'll be able to give others the permission to be themselves too. So I think in a way, what actually helped me was, firstly, I actually know myself. I know I'm Rachel. I know I'm different. I know there are things inside of me that keeps crying for more. Something inside of me that wants more.
That wants to be released.
Yes, something inside of me that needs to speak out, that needs to come out. So that's why I say it actually starts from you. So I actually identify and recognize that. So that actually helped me. I don't try to be like somebody else. I don't follow trend. I don't do things. Yes, I don't follow trend. The fact that somebody is doing it, I don't live my life that way.
Correct.
So I believe I'm different, I'm unique, and as much as I can, I love people. I give them the permission to be their own self, and I be my own self too. Yes. I don't judge people. In fact, I don't have interest in that. Correct. If I think what you are doing is, I don't agree with it, so far it's not hurting me, and I believe it's not going to hurt somebody else, then I don't think I have a problem with you.
With that.
So I think it starts with you as a person. Nobody can box you up. Nobody can silence you until you give them the permission to do that.
To do that.
Yes. So if you now use your church as an excuse, for me, such a woman has not actually identified herself and know what yes. Probably she still wants to be accepted by other people. Probably she still wants to be validated by some group of people. Probably she still wants to live to satisfy some people. So that's why, even as a spiritual woman, as it does not matter where you are coming from, if you are not living to please people, if you are not living for people's validation, if you are not living for people's approval, then you are on track already.
On track already. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. That's powerful. So, you said something. You said you give people the chance to be themselves. And this is one thing that a lot of people don't understand. If you want to have good relationships with people, you have to allow people to be themselves without criticizing them. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. I've been able to build relationship with very strong individuals who allows me to be me, and I allow them to be them. Sometimes they will do things that you don't subscribe to. You are not in a position to judge. If God is leading you to talk to them behind the scene, one-on-one, not in front of the whole world. One of the things that people don't understand is that's how you build relationship that thrives, with strong personality. But if you are the kind of person that loves to control people, you don't allow people to be themselves around you, you will not be able to be friends with people that are strong like you. You would always have yes people in your life. And it's not good for you when you have yes people that's strong. I have a lot of strong people in my life right now, and we are very good. One of them is you. One of them is Evelyn. I have some other sisters that, that are also there, strong personality. We love on each other. We allow everyone to be themselves. No judgment, no criticism. If we want to talk to each other, we talk to each other one-on-one behind the scene. There's no intention of bringing one another down. And I think that these are one of the ways that women, these are one of the ways you can build beautiful female friendship. So thank you for pointing that out, man. Like, you allow people to be themselves around you. You don't judge. You don't criticize. Even if people are doing things that you don't subscribe to, it's none of your business. You move. So far, it's not hurting you unless you are led to speak to that person. And it should be privately. It should be privately, not publicly. Once you say it publicly, and these are some of the things that Christians do on the social media space. A pastor has written something, or if a brother or sister has written something that you don't subscribe to, then you come online and you disgrace them by writing a counter post. And we call ourselves Christian. Christianity that's not the kind of Christianity that we should practice in public. I'll bring back our guests shortly, but meanwhile, before I bring her on, let me read Evelyn's comment. She said, exactly, sometimes God can push you into fulfilling identity. Let me bring her back on. She said, sometimes God can push you into fulfilling identity by altering the circumstances around your life. Exactly. There are times. Oh, thank you, Mama. Thank you. Thanks for coming on board. We're so happy to see you. Oh, private chat. Oh, sorry. Okay. So Evelyn said that God can push you into fulfilling identity by altering the circumstances around your life. Exactly. Sometimes God might have been called into something higher, but you are so slow. You are not taking your life in stride. You are not moving like you should move. Then some things are going to be altered around your life in order to snap you out of that slumber. So when such things happen, don't take it like, oh, God hates me and God doesn't have good plans for me. No, those things are actually God's plan to move you to the next level. So let's go to the next question. We'll be done shortly. I don't want us to use more than, even though we started late, but I don't want us to use more than 1 hour, 5 minutes or thereabout. So we'll go to question number 7. Is it? Okay. So question number 7 says that you and your husband own a school in Ibadan. And how is it like running a school? Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy working with your husband? So I'm laughing right there. Do you enjoy working with your husband? So, Ma,
okay.
Yeah.
The question again, Ma.
Okay, the question again. Okay, before I read the question again, Mama Shion Akinloto is giving you a shout out. She's saying, hello, Mrs. I'm just coming.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma.
Yes, time difference. So she can't actually make it when we are live because of time difference. So the question is, you and your husband own a school in Ibadan. How is it like running a school? Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy working with your husband? Let's answer that. That's the next question. So go on, please.
I can say the school is actually the vision of my husband that I got married to, and he himself is not. He's an entrepreneur, so he said he received the vision from God to build a school. So I was even not prepared to run a school. I had no interest in that. But shortly after marriage, he handed over the building to me, and he said,
he handed it over to you.
Yes, and he said, that's going to be your office.
Oh my God.
So, in fact, at the point, I actually rejected the offer because I don't actually like to be boxed. I want to be financially independent. So I don't like giving account. And how much was it? No. We actually had to come to a compromise that if you are committing this to me, are you committing every other aspect to me too? If you are not going to commit every other aspect, if I'll still be making returns and giving account, I'm sorry. I'd rather go and work myself and earn my own money.
Your own money.
So, so we agreed. He said, no problem, that's your business. Yeah. He actually said he had the vision even before marriage. So it's actually, to me, the school is actually not, he's a visionary, he's a proprietor. I call myself the directors of studies, but actually manage every other thing.
You manage every other thing in the school?
Yes, including the finances and the lights.
So you don't do returns to him as the proprietor of the
school?
No
returns,
You manage all the finances?
Every other thing. I only go back to him.
Oh my God.
When I need support.
Wow. This is beautiful. Ladies, single ladies that are watching, can you see the reason why you need to write out your goals?
Financial or emotional support. In fact, so
we have network each right there. Okay. Can you see why you need to write out your goals as a single lady and choose the right man for you? Because, you know, a man that will tell his wife that, okay, she says to him like that, I don't want to make returns. I don't want to start accounting to you and be reporting. I want to work for myself and make my own money. And the man said, why not? I trust you. Go ahead. Do the undo everything that has to do with finances. I trust that you can make, you know, you can undo it appropriately. You know, that is beautiful. And that's so, in fact, God bless you, sir. If you're watching this, we get to watch this later. God bless you. Okay, let's move to the next question because of time. That's so beautiful, like so beautiful. Question number 8. We have 2 questions more and we'll be done. So what counsel do you have for women who are finding it hard to shift their goalposts from one end of the field to another? Considering the fact that a transitional woman, by my own definition, is a woman who moves a goalpost from one end of the field to another. We all know that when you're playing a football match, you are not supposed to move the goalpost in the middle of the match. So sometimes life will just throw some things at you that will shift everything that you've had in plan. And you know, and you have to adjust. So, and some people find it extremely difficult. A lot of women lose themselves at that point. A lot of women become a negative version of themselves at that point because they don't understand the strategies and the, you know, the nature of transitioning. So what counsel do you have for this kind of women, ma, that who finds it hard to shift their goalposts from one end of the field to another? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Recently, I remember sharing a post via Instagram, and my comment on the post was, now I understand why it was painful. It was to push me to move on.
To move on.
Yes. So I want every woman out there to understand the fact that the scripture says all things. There's always a positive aspect to whatever challenge, to whatever pain, to whatever circumstances you might be going through. So we should see positive, we should see goodness in virtually everything. It does not matter how painful it might be. If we are children of God, if we love God, we should trust God that it is for our own good.
Our own good, okay.
Yes, so we should now come to ask God that, okay, God, you've allowed this for a purpose. So what next? So the question should be what next? It shouldn't what be next? What next? What's the next positive move? What do you want me to gain from this? Where are you expecting me to shift to? So I believe that whatever pain, whatever rejection, whatever circumstance, whatever life throws at us, if we can be diligent and positive. We will not allow the pain to sink us. Then there's always a way out of it.
So when we find ourselves in these circumstances, rather than becoming bitter and sad, rather than losing ourselves, we should be able to, we should ask ourselves that what next? What do you want to do next, Lord? What is the next plan on the agenda? And as children of God, I want you to understand that there is always a next plan on the agenda. I remembered when I was not getting a job and I was asking God, there was this particular day I was crying. That was sometimes in 2016. I was laying on the rug and I was crying so hard because I had lost a job opportunity that I thought they were going to give me. So I laid on the rug and I was asking God, so what next? And one of the things he just told me, said, start blogging. This was not something that came in my mind. I heard the voice. And when he told me, I was like, blogging? I can't. Blogging is common. Everybody is blogging on the social media space. Why should I blog? I can't do it. But I didn't hear anything again. And I know that is how the Holy Spirit speaks to me. Once he speaks once, that's it. It's not going to repeat it. He's not going to repeat it. Once I spoken, twice have I heard. So I went online. I knew nothing about tech, but I went online. I was researching. I saw Blogspot. I didn't like it. I told my husband, I said, see what the Holy Spirit said. I don't know anything about tech. How am I going to go about it? He said, pray. Pray. So I said, okay, God, you told me to start blogging. How do I go about it? He said, okay, check WordPress, because I had seen WordPress online anyway. So immediately I remembered WordPress. I went on WordPress. I opened I registered a domain name. I registered a website, and that was how I started. When I got there, I was lost on that space. Okay, so what next, Lord? Do it like this. Check this. And that was how I built my first website. Nobody did it for me. And that was how the Lord kept taking me from one point to another. From blogging, I started writing things that I had bottled up. Things that I had bottled up that they were disturbing my life that I needed to write about. So blogging, that was how God took me through the journey. I needed to purge myself from writing first before He can now take me to that place that He wants to take me to. So, what's next? There's always a next plan on the agenda. And if you're a child of God, I need you to have this at the back of your mind. No matter how terrible it is, always have it at the back of your mind that there is a next agenda there's a next agenda with whatever it is you're going through. So don't get lost. Don't think, have it at the back of your mind that you are transitioning. Throughout this life, we will always continue to transition. So our last question before we call it a day, question number 9, actually, sorry, I named it 10, but it's actually number 9. How do you manage to look extremely beautiful despite being a mother of 5 children? I know that you have twins, and God bless your children. How do you manage to look so beautiful? You're glowing, you're shining, and and so you've kept yourself in shape. How have you been able to give us the tips, man? Let's learn so that we can also I can adopt it.
Well, I don't know if there's any secret to that, but firstly, I would say it's I thank God first, and I should also thank my husband because there's a saying that if a woman looks good or if she has peace, then if a woman looks beautiful and consistently she looks good, then it means she has peace at home.
At home.
So yes, so I should actually thank him for that. At least thank God for peace.
Peace. I always say peace. Peace is very important. You can't even fulfill destiny without peace. Ladies, single ladies that are watching this, please. I did a live chat last week, a broadcast last week. Go and watch. Peace. Be very intentional with the kinds of men that you choose to marry. Don't go and marry somebody that is one gangster that is doing big, always putting speaker on the thing, all those things, all those glitz and paparazzi. You fall for that, then you get into the home. There's no peace. You have to beg him to love you, beg him to do his responsibility. That's not the way forward, and you cannot fulfill destiny in that kind of environment. So to avoid stories that touch, be very intentional before you choose a life partner. So let's put the show to an end. Thank you very much, Mrs Rachael. I'm so happy to have you on the platform today. The Transitional Woman has organized by today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show. The transition, and our sponsor, Other Creations, has 2 gifts for you. One is this t-shirt inspiration. We move and we cover the earth, and a mug with the name, it is with the description, it is working. So we will get this across to you in some, in a week or thereabouts. We get it across to you, just to appreciate you for coming on this program.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Ma. We're so grateful. We've learned a lot from you. One of the key things that I learned from, I've learned a lot of things from you. But one of the number one thing is that, marry a man, be intentional when you're choosing a life partner, be intentional. And if you are someone that is authentic and you find yourself in an environment that boxes you up, that does not allow you to be you need to speak up. You need to begin to speak up. You need to begin to write. You're not being rude by speaking up. Sometimes the society that we grew up in, they want us to feel that we are rude by speaking up. No, you are not being rude by speaking up. But your speaking up can even be a blessing to other people that don't have the opportunity of speaking up. So speak up. Just be yourself. Don't allow anyone to turn you into one fake human being just because you want to dance to their tune, or just because you want to play their game, or to do things their own way. Be you. Be intentional. Don't be rude, but stand firm. Rise up and speak against injustice. Rise up and speak against things that are against your spirit. Communicate in a way that people will get to. There's a way you communicate that people they'll be like, okay, you can even change people. You can be a change agent by being authentic. By being authentic and working in your identity, you can become a change agent, creating a lot of societal impact. So that's it. And thank you, Ma. What did Evelyn say? She said, that's exactly what I've learned from life challenges. Okay, let me put a comment on the screen before we call it a day. I'll soon let you go now, man. You are truly in spirit, man. That's exactly what I've learned from life challenges. There's always a positive side to every struggle we encounter in life. Exactly. As long as God allowed it. I journeyed through that phase gloriously with strong faith that God is transitioning me to the next phase. Exactly. So if you have this mindset, even the devil will not be able to get you, because he knows that no matter how much I attack her, no matter how much arrows are thrown at her, she would always move to the next level. That is why we are bringing this program. We want to teach women, and any man that watches and is interested in what we're doing, we want to let you know that you must have the mindset of always transitioning. Someone like me, if I'm in a tight corner, when I see those issues, I'm already seeing tomorrow. And some of the things I tell myself, and even if I see that phase, that season is going to take a while, then I will envision next year. And you know what I tell myself? That this time of next year, I will not be in this situation. And that principle has always worked for me. So let's learn how to have a transitioning mind, so that no matter what life throws at us, we move and we will continue to cover the earth. So thank you so much, Ma Rachel. At this point, I'm going to let you go so that you can do some other things, because I know that you're a busy woman. We are so glad to have you. We love you, and we love what you're doing. If you want to join our group on Facebook, Ma, what's the name of your Facebook group? I want you to say it by yourself.
The Authentic Women. Authentic Woman. The Authentic Woman.
There's a D in front of the authentic, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the Authentic Women. So if you want to join our platform where we have been so blessed with a lot of authenticity, just search for it on Facebook, the Authentic Women, and join that platform as a woman. And I want to tell you that you're going to be immensely blessed, and you're going to have a lot of mind shifts in order to live an authentic life. So thank you so much, Ma. We love you. Have a blessed Sunday and lots of love to the family. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for having me too.
Thank you, ma'am. So we'll reach out to you after the show. Yes, ma'am.
No problem. You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Love you too.
Bye. Wow, amazing. Oh, Mama, no, yeah, thank you, Mama, for joining us. Thank you. We're so happy to see you. Thank you. I was Sunday today. I was the church service today, rather. Thank you so much. So Evelyn said that. Let me read Evelyn's comment again. She said, Thank God for peace. I always echo it. Shift from anything and everything that is out to steal your peace. Exactly. Without peace, you can't live a purposeful life. So you need to strive for your peace. You need to make intentional decisions that would allow you to keep your peace. Peace is very, very important in living a purposeful life and in living our best lives. Thank you. Mama said, Mama Tosin. Mama, I will sue you, Mama. Call me, oh, hey, please. I'm not Mama. You are the Mama, please. Don't let Mama should not call call another person Mama. She is the Mama. So, Mama, we are so happy to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Evelyn said that exactly, Omalicha, I do that too. But exactly, that's one of my coping mechanism, and it has always worked for me. No matter how terrible a phase is or a season is in my life, if I know that it's going to take a while, I just envision the next year, and I tell myself that this time of next year, I will not be in this situation. And this, this mode, this coping mechanism has never, ever failed me before. So please, let us have a transitioning mind in order to be able to deal with whatever life throws at us. So thank you very much once again. My name is Oluwatosin Oladipupo Arodudu, and this is the Today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show. And the program we had today is the Transitioning Woman. So every Sunday or every other Sunday, we would always bring a woman, and we're going to have this kind of interview so that she can, take us into a part of a journey and to show us how we can transition as a woman without allowing life's issues to sink or bury us. So thank you very much. Please share this with your friends, and I wish you a lovely week, and God bless you. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you for moderating. Thank you for being here. That was an explosive session. Exactly. In fact, I need to cut bits and pieces of the video in order to share. This was an explosive session, and every woman has to listen to this in order to garner the knowledge that we have garnered on the platform today. So at this point, I'm going to be calling it a day. Have a lovely evening, and God bless you. We just run some few adverts and we call it a day. All right, have a nice week. Bye-bye. God bless you.